Welcome to the Coast to Coast podcast, brought to you by Play Picks and the Lines, coming to you from the West Coast, maybe for the last time this season. Josh Lander, we are going to go ahead and jump into Game 6 and see if the Suns can push this to a Game 7 after a very impressive win on the road in the Game 5 rubber match of this series. Big games all around for the big three from Milwaukee, obviously highlighted by that last steal by Drew Holiday and the ensuing alley-oop to Giannis. Really, really exciting stuff. A ton of really great highlights. Devin Booker went off himself, just couldn't really pull out the win. So we'll look at some props that we think, and specifically I think, are affected by what seems to be a potential CP3 injury. If you look at his usage rate, some stuff we'll talk about here in just a sec. As always, though, if you still need a FanDuel or DraftKings account, head to fdpicks.com or dkpicks.com. Find all those listings in your area and make sure to like and subscribe to the page. Got another gift card here for you guys. Going to go ahead and make it about the two stars on opposite sides of the ball here between Giannis Antetokounmpo and Devin Booker's combined points there in Game 6. So make sure you're liked and subscribed to that page to be eligible as we've been handing out gift cards to those winners. Dan on our side doing a great job of that. So let's go ahead and jump into the simple series odds at this point, as it's either going to be 6 or 7 available on FanDuel. Specifically right now, you can get Milwaukee to win minus 380 or Phoenix to win plus 320. If you were going to take anything there, obviously it would be Phoenix if it's worth your money, but not much sort of support there on the road in terms of what Vegas thinks the Suns can pull out in Game 6 here. And then for the line itself for Game 6, we've got Milwaukee minus 5. That has not moved. And 221.5, 222, depending on the sports book that you're looking at here as far as the total goes. But something that was far surpassed in Game 6, however, was not surpassed at all in Games 3 and 4, which were in Milwaukee, as we know. So anyway, moving into what we think for this game. It's Milwaukee at home. It's something that we've relied on all season, right? And then continuing into the playoffs as well, 9 of the 10 playoff home games that they've won. But this is a pretty big spread, minus 5. Starting specifically with the totals, I mean, you do like Milwaukee to score points at home. They put up 120 and then just 109 in Game 4 at home, which was still a pretty nice defensive win for them, as they only allowed 93 points. So that would go against the idea, obviously, that Milwaukee scoring more points at home would lead to an over here. But it is a Game 6. It's a closeout game for Milwaukee, which this playoffs, they've looked good in closeout games. But, we're going to see a ton of effort coming from the Suns, specifically from D-Book, who I do think will be putting up a ton of points. I think, as far as the total of this game right now, I still do like it under, specifically because targeting Phoenix, look, they shot incredible last game, right? Their splits were an insane 55 from the field, 68% from 3. That was 13 of 19 shooting there. And then 90% from the free throw line, which was also super impressive. And they still lost. And the reason that they lost is because of what the Bucks do on defense. They limit fast break points, whereas they had 21 in Game 5 there, looking for the Suns hopefully to clamp down on that to increase the likelihood of that under. Because if the Bucks are going to go ahead and get 20 plus fast break points, the under is probably not going to have much of a chance, even though the rate of play there, the pace in Game 5 was just about 91.5. So it's not too fast, but those fast break points and the efficiency with which Milwaukee's just getting down the court and getting into their offense really quickly to get more possessions than the Suns is really helping them at this point. And then, specifically CP3, as we mentioned, hurt. He's got to be hurt. And it's not just because obviously the play has dropped a bit. Obviously the point totals haven't been quite there. The assists have, but not the points. And his usage rate in general has dropped from 30% in 9 straight playoff games before Games 4 and 5 down to 26 and 27% respectively in those games. So you can see that they're just putting the ball in Booker's hands by, the end of the third and into the fourth. It's a lot of Booker and a lot of him looking for his shot. So I think that is something you can, continue to see in this game. I do think CB3 will be pulling out all the tricks and no stops there, as he's looking to avoid, obviously, another loss in a playoff series from down 2-0, which is something he's done a ton in his career. But I do like Booker's over 30.5 points as a result of him having the ball in his hands and clearly just making tough shots and going unconscious at this point, just willing himself to put the ball in the basket. And then, as I was saying, Milwaukee right at -5, not as comfortable, but Milwaukee -1 teased down with the under teased up to 225.5. You get plus 100 on your money. I would feel pretty safe about that bet, as I do like Milwaukee to close this out. I'm not sure 33.5 points once again for Giannis is a lot of points, something he hasn't done twice in a row now, which it's a lot to ask of him. And really, if Drew and Chris are going to be in there, scoring at the rate that they're scoring, specifically, you look at Middleton the last 2 games, averaging almost 35 points on 28 field goal attempts and 48, 37, 82 splits. I mean, he followed up that 40-point game with a 29-point super efficient game 5. And so, if he's going to continue that, which it seems like he's on that path, and then Drew came back with an incredible offensive game and obviously did his thing on defense, it makes me a little bit uncomfortable to take some pretty high props for all those guys' points. But I do think Patty Connaughton is a sneaky, nice prop there, over 8.5 points. In the last 3 games, he's averaging 31 minutes as he's been crucial in that small ball lineup, stretching the floor. And then, 11 points, 6 boards, and 2 assists in those 31 minutes the last 3 games. I do like his point total at 8.5 there. So those are the things that I'm feeling comfortable about in this game. Either way, I think we're in for another show, even if it's a little bit more of a defensive grind, as I think it will be compared to that insane offensive explosion in game 5. So this game 6, I think we can expect things to be a little bit tighter overall. And as a result, potentially the under there. And I do like the Bucks to win. So while I don't want the NBA season to end, I do believe that tonight we're looking at the end of the NBA Finals. So stay tuned. As I said at the beginning, make sure to like and subscribe. The prop there for the gift card is Devin Booker and Giannis Antetokounmpo's total points combined. So we may or may not be back with another one. Either way, it's been a blast this season, y'all. And until we see you again, happy betting.